Hello there, and welcome to Thok the Bloodthirsty in the Siege of Orgrimmar. Yet again on flexible difficulty. This time we try to take him down and also get the Snail achievement, which means that you have to keep Thok alive for a long time and then have a snail eat him at the end. I really like this boss. This boss is a lot of fun to deal with. He has 3 different phases, and the first phase is basically the one that we get into right away. In this phase, the melee DPS are definitely better to have along, since they can do crazy amount of damage on him. The bad thing for casters and healers are Deafening Screech, which is an ability that frost locks you, or in my case it frost locks me from using any frost abilities for a couple of seconds, and if you don't time it right, it is so fucking annoying, and healers have a trouble of healing, and you can time it right, but you have to be exact for it to be right. I can time away a frostbolt, but it has to be exact on the spot. And this is why I use my Fire Blast. It doesn't do that much damage, but it's better than nothing. This time we actually held out the first phase for a long time. Any group that has Heroism or Warp Time should cast that after about 30 seconds. We were a little bit late on this one, but as you can see, we held out the first phase really long. And we're standing clumped up, so it's easier for the healers to heal us. One tank is in front of him, and I think the other tank is, the off tank is in our group also, and just mashing away. And as you can see, the frost lock thing is so annoying, and we also take a crazy amount of damage. There we're done. He goes into Blood Frenzy, and this is phase 2, where he starts chasing us around. He locks onto a player. You see the one that he has some kind of laser sight on is the one that he's locked on, so that person is running for his or her life, and we just keep on hammering the boss. Every ranged DPS keep hammering the boss at this time, and the melee DPS helps the tank with the ads. And I don't remember how many times he charges around, but he charges around quite a lot. And it's really important that you do not step in front of him, because if he steps on you, you explode in a pool of blood. He basically just steps on you and you are destroyed. When you're chased by the dinosaur or Thok, you shouldn't be captured by him either, because if he captures you, he will eat you. It's also important to not stand behind him, because he will stun you with his tail whip. So, well, I'm basically just running around trying to make as much damage as possible on Thok, while he's running around trying to eat everyone in the room. The ads that we are killing over in the far corner is jailers, and when each jailer dies, they drop a key that we can open 3 different gates with, and we're right now opening one gate. As you can see, a lot of different kind of players or NPCs are running out of it. And what Thok does is that he's going to target them and eat them. This makes it so that Thok gains a new ability. He gains some kind of frost ability. I don't really remember what it does. Well, I think it does a shit ton of damage, but it also stacks on you, so that you after a couple of stacks get frozen. And it's important that you get the people that are frozen out of the frozen state as quickly as possible, especially if it's a healer or a tank. You do not want them in the freezing zone. At this point of time, we're doing too much damage on the boss. So we're trying to, well, you can see that I'm still throwing some stuff, but we're trying to be a little bit slow, because usually you want to kill Thok as soon as possible, but as we are going for the achievement, we do not want to kill him right away. So his health is quite low, and we are trying not to hit him with a lot of stuff. At this point, the raid leaders told us to stop DPSing on Thok and focus more on the ads, but I thought that it doesn't really matter if I throw a couple of things on him, because I had a feeling that he needed to be a little more damaged, and we're gonna get proof of that in a minute. But so I'm just running around a little bit, throwing some attacks on him, not fully DPSing him, but just doing a little bit of it. And I haven't been targeted yet, which is quite nice. There we can see a person got frozen solid, so we are just trying to break him free as fast as possible. And our rogue Sijin was being hunted down that corridor, and she survived actually, but it was really close that she was eaten. The next ad is dead, and we picked up the next key, and it's on our tank. Over there you can see that one of our healers are frozen. I couldn't get to him in time because I didn't want to step in front of the dinosaur, because if I would have done that, he would have trampled me and I would have died. Here we go. Here's the next couple of ads that Thok will eat. He does one last fixate, and then he fixate on the ads themselves. And what he's going to do is that he's going to eat them, and he's going to get a new ability that it's some kind of blood ability, and I'm not really sure what that does. I'm guessing, well, no, that wasn't a blood ability, that was an acid ability, I'm sorry. Well, what that does, it does a crazy amount of damage, as all of his abilities does. At this point he's so far down in health, so we just don't attack him at all. Only the tanks are trying to have some aggro on him, and the healers are healing, but none of us are actually attacking, because we want the achievement. We don't want to kill him, but usually at this point you just hammer him, because you usually get to the third phase, but you don't really want to go to the third phase, but the third phase is awful. Well, there we go. He fixate on me. What I'm doing is I use both my running abilities to kite him down one of the corridors. You can take to kite him down the other corridor also, but I chose this one because well, the raid wasn't on this side yet. He fixates on another player and runs at that person. And as we are not supposed to hurt Thok right now, I'm not throwing anything. I put my pet on passive, and we're just kind of waiting him out. And over there now we can see that last jailer is out, so we are just starting to hammer him. Also, the snail is out now, the snail that supposedly should eat Thok, and we get an achievement for that. So what we do, we leave the snail alone. We don't want to kill it. Another thing that we don't want to do is we do not want to stand in the snail's way, because if he slides over you with his slimy body, he will just kill you instantly. So we're just trying to avoid both Thok and the snail at this point. We killed the last ad, and that's the last jail cell buddy that's running around, and I think is fixating now on the people that was in the jail. Yeah, there he is, and he's eating them. And this time he gets a power that is, oh, I hate this power so much. He starts to just leave big chunks of fire everywhere. It hurts a lot. So at this time we're just trying to get him down as much as possible. We just hammer him, and you can see here that I have a tough time. I'm almost dying, and I have a tough time to try to stay alive. There's a lot of thing going on, a lot of fire. The healers are just trying to keep us alive, and I'm just trying to get Thok down, and we're just hammering him, and I'm out of healing abilities at this point. And I died at that point, and there was nothing I could do about it. But Thok died, and there he got eaten by the snail. And we cheered and we hoorayed, even though there were like 3 or 4, maybe 5 people left alive. So there we go. We got the achievement, and we got Thok down on flexible difficulty. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was a fun addition to not just kill Thok right away, but having him alive so the snail could eat him. The snail is actually a killable mob, so what we did right now, the people that were left just started to hammer him and try to kill him, and that's what they're doing. They're just killing the snail, and they can't stand in the snail's way, because if anyone gets well, not eaten, but gets slimed over by the snail, you insta die. So it's horrible. It's a horrible death. But they actually kill the snail while the whole barbecue thing is going on. That last fire ability that Thok has is incredibly... It does so much damage, and it's just so horrible. So you want him to have as little health as possible when he enters phase 3. So that's why you want to hold on the first phases as long as possible. Or if you have a lot of range, you want to hammer him as much as possible in the second phase, but you don't want him to have a lot of health in the third phase. And that's Thok the Bloodthirsty on flexible difficulty.